Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It is Monday, a kind of a quiet Monday out there. Overall, not a lot happening. I had two trades today. Overall, I'm up plus 0.3R. What? Locked in 1.3R gain on Lumber Liquidators and lost 1R on Campbell's CPB. And so sitting at right at 5.3R on the month with about 3 days left in the week. So we'll see how August ends up, but as of right now, should be profitable. Barely, but hey, profit's profit. I heard that $100 is more than $0. I'm good at math. Anyway, the 50 EMA on the SPY at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very flat. So what does that mean? Well, we got a flat 50. It means I'm looking at buying at supports, selling at resistances, rather than taking breakouts. So I'm pulling up hourly charts. Here's the hourly chart on the SPY. And that's pretty much it. Looking at areas to buy, low, sell, high, lose less money than I make. So here's some support right there on the SPY at around 243.70. And here's some resistance right about there. And we'll see how that channel hangs out this week. So again, simple fact is if the SPY trades down, and I look to buy some call options right here. If it breaks through that low, then I'll lose some money. I'll see if it retests, buy some puts, and hopefully from there it rolls over. And of course, if I buy some puts, those get stopped out. Trade comes down here, try to buy some calls and hold on to those. And again, hopefully from there, make more than I lost on the puts and calls. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to lose on trades. It's going to happen. Don't let it stress you out. Mathematically, like I mentioned, lose less money than you make and you will be profitable. It's just simple math. Here's the weekly chart on the SPY, and last week ended with a nice candle. Just chilling. Here's the IWM up 0.35%, feeling really good. A little annoyed on this option trade that we're in, but that's just how options are sometimes. They are oftentimes either your best friend or your worst enemy. And the IWM position, we had a weekly options newsletter trade set up on this. It was 137 call options, and we got triggered in right here. And at this particular point in time, what's happening is this option, the stock, is up over $2 and some change since we got triggered in, and the option's only up 40 cents. Now, granted, it is a 40% ROI from where we got triggered in, but still, at least the option is now in the money. We still have an entire 2 weeks left on expiration. I love the fact we made a higher high and a higher low today on the IWM. There are a lot of traders who got in last week bullish with calls, put sales, bull put spreads, more than I can count. IWM doing its thing. Let's go check out some individual stocks. GME. Was looking at GME earlier today for potential bearish day trade. Did have a strong bearish gap down, gap action on Friday. Today's an inside day candle. And here's the weekly chart. Actually, let me come out here to the monthly chart. There are a few traders talking about where a good time to get in on GameStop is going to be. And this is a stock that does pay relatively handsome dividends. Next really good support is going to be around 17 and 16, believe it or not. So we still got about $2 more, or about 17% or so lower on GameStop. And then at that point, sure, buy low, sell high. I'm not going to personally get into that position, but just looking at GME, looks like we're headed down for some lower lows, more than likely, with this little triangle breakout right here. So you'll notice this little triangle looking kind of pattern. Broke out, we probably retest, and again, head a little bit lower, and then maybe bounce. We shall see. But that's GameStop. Here's ticker symbol UPL, and UPL had a trader requesting this one. Here's the daily time frame, Ultra Petroleum Corporation, and this one has broken down recently. You'll notice that it took out this really good support right in here. And this is very classic action right here. Bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle. 4 bearish candles in a row. There's the retest of the small white candle. And if you're not in then, take the breakdown of that white candle. There we go. So nice bearish move. Here's the retest right here. And then here's us rolling over. Looking like we're going to continue a little bit lower on UPL. Some other trades that are pretty exciting. One that I'm absolutely keeping my eyes on is Alcoa. So shout outs to my big brother, Gary Newsome. Trading some Alcoa, making a little bit of money. Here is the weekly time frame, and 39.53 is a really strong resistance on Alcoa. But this is a channel that we've been in since 2009, and this is the highest that we've been since 2009. So something to watch here. This channel could be breaking out. Big picture. Here's a monthly time frame. You'll see it is in an accumulation process. So if this thing breaks out of this channel, retest that channel. Could be a great buying opportunity, long-term and or maybe short-term. Here's the EMAs. Nice little trend there. So you'll notice Mr. Squiggles showing his prediction of what he thinks is going to happen. And if that happens, I think Alcoa is a good buy low, sell high. Similar to U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel starting to slowly creep higher as well. I'm liking this one. There's been a few traders in bullish on U.S. Steel for a while now. A lot of traders hopping in back in here, back in here, back in here. And I do like the fact we made a higher high and a higher low today on U.S. Steel. Moving averages are starting to have a nice little trend to them. Here's the weekly moving averages. And the cool part is we're above the 50. So if we close up there today, we'll be above the 50. Closing above the 50 EMA for the first time on a weekly chart since whenever the heck this was back here, October 2016. Anyway, I like it. Next real target is going to be the 200 simple, which is about $29 on U.S. Steel or $4 away, 20% return. It's a pretty nice little move. Looking for, if you are in shares, I'll be keeping an eye on a $29 covered call, maybe for September. But U.S. Steel so far looking pretty good. What's interesting is silver and gold popping a little bit, FYI. So I actually bought some physical silver yesterday. As you all know, I just like buying physical silver down at these prices. Here's the monthly chart. And what's interesting and important to know is on a monthly time frame, we have now officially made a higher low with bullish volume. So we were kind of slowly creeping. You have this little triangle looking pattern. So here's kind of the lower high. And you'll notice you got some higher lows, lower highs. As we trade sideways, if silver pops, I'm not saying it's going to be a massive move, but it could break up to 2140, which, I mean, that's $5 away. That's about 40% return. It's not too shabby, really, on silver. So down here at this price is absolutely keep my eyes out for some bullish positions and perspectives. I like the gap on the weekly. Now, silver obviously does gap a lot, but this is still a strong gap on both silver and I want to know where the gold's at. Show me the gold. A nice gap on gold. Good looking candle today. It appears it's about to close above this resistance in just 8 more minutes. Now, it is a retest gap. So overall, some traders are in an October bear call spread. They're going to have a blast unraveling this thing because if gold can pull back some tomorrow and or the next day, I think it's buyable, but overall, keep your eyes on gold and silver as they do look like they're breaking out. I'll be liking it more and more on a pullback, but just keep your eyes on the prize on this one because they are starting to look real healthy. Here's Lumber Liquidators, and this is the trade that we got into. Unfortunately, this one kind of spiking up due to the hurricane in Texas. So if you are able to hear my voice for my real life traders over there in the Houston area, so sorry you're affected by Mother Nature, and I hope everyone is okay. There's a lot of real life traders. I'll actually be heading down to Texas September 29th time frame. Won't be going to Houston specifically. I'll be going to Dallas for the real life trading golf meetup. But again, for those real life traders affected in the Houston area from the hurricane, so sorry that occurred, and apologies all around. Obviously, if I had any control over Mother Nature, I would do my absolute best to ensure that no one was affected in a negative way by it. But Lumber Liquidators was affected in a positive way, and we were in a position. Reason I got out today was because of this guy. 200 simple moving average on the weekly. First time we're hitting this in a long time, and it's a retest gap on the weekly chart. So I figured we'll probably pull back on Lumber Liquidators, actually probably around 36 bucks. And overall, I think it's going to go higher. I like it long term. As a lot of you know, we've been looking at Lumber Liquidators for about the last year and a half to break out of this accumulation pattern. But it's at a resistance. The trend is strong. Buy the dip. Bullish check mark for sure. Just give it some time. Kind of like Win Resorts, honestly. Win Resorts, you'll notice how it battled the 200 simple on a weekly for like a month and a half to 2 months. Yeah, actually a little bit longer, about 3 months. So this could be similar to what Lumber Liquidators does, something like this. Now, obviously, 2 totally different markets, but, you know, sometimes things like that happen. And, of course, here's Apple, up 1% today. Still a little sad by Apple because We had a weekly options newsletter set up on Apple last week, and our trigger came 11 cents away from getting filled on Thursday. 11 pennies. So if you're in the weekly options newsletter, the good news is I did have a lot of traders tell me, hey Newsome, I still love your weekly options newsletter. Look forward to it every Tuesday. I simply take different trades and I still set up your trade as well. So some traders take the weekly options newsletter, set that trade up, and then they go place their own analysis, their own trade, whatever it may be, different longer term options or calls, longer term shares, put sales, bull put spreads, whatever. But Apple, nice little higher high and higher low today. Things are looking pretty good. We pulled back. This was a great pullback zone. Now the challenge with Apple right now is this actually would have been one of my targets for that weekly options newsletter because we are at a resistance. So before I'm looking at trading Apple again, I need one of two things happen. Either another pullback and a dip buying opportunity, which hasn't ever happened before, or a breakout by that dip and looking for Apple's bullish trend to do, well, what it's been doing, being bullish. So on Apple, buy the dip. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see each and every one of you, hopefully, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Real Life Trading Futures Program, class number 1, presented by Karen. It's going to be happening. It is free. We will be recording it. Make sure you sign up. This is the only program you will ever have heard of. This is going to teach a comprehensive futures trading program entirely for free. We are changing the industry, ladies and gentlemen, and you are all a part of it. So thank you so very much. Have a great Monday night. I'll see a lot of you tomorrow night. And until the next free real life stock review, which will be on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, love life, live life, and trade it. You all rock. Bye.